So chemistry of carbohydrates. See the definition here. Carbohydrates, these are polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones or compounds which yield these on hydrolysis. So carbohydrates, these are the carbon containing compounds with polyhydroxyaldehyde groups or ketone group. Polyhydroxy means there are many OH groups in their structure and they have functional group either as aldehyde or ketone group, or any compound on hydrolysis if yields these polyhydroxyaldehydes or polyhydroxyketone compounds, they are known as carbohydrates. Now carbohydrates, they are mainly composed of elements like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. The general molecular formula of carbohydrates is CnH2ON. So carbohydrates, these are mainly produced by photosynthesis in the plants. So carbohydrates are mainly produced by photosynthesis in the plants. Stored in the form of starch, and in the animals and human beings, carbohydrates are stored in the form of glycogen. Excess carbohydrate is converted to fat, and components, these are components of glycoproteins and glycolipids, which are the structural and functional constituents of the body. So these carbohydrates are very, very important to the body. Now, coming to the classification, based on the number of sugar molecules, they are classified into, carbohydrates are classified into monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. So monosaccharides, if you see monosaccharides, monosaccharides are the carbohydrates which are having only one sugar molecule in its structure. So carbohydrates are having only one sugar molecule in its structure, so it is called monosaccharide. Disaccharide means they are having two sugar molecules in their structure. Disaccharides means two sugar molecules are present in their structure. Oligosaccharides means 2 to 8 sugar molecules are present in its structure, then it is called oligosaccharide. So anything above 8 or above 8 sugar molecules in its structure, then it is called a polysaccharide. Again, polysaccharides are classified into two types, homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. Homopolysaccharides means all the sugar molecules that are present in the polysaccharide are of same type. Same type. So homopolysaccharides are made up of same type of carbohydrate unit or same type of sugar molecule. Heteropolysaccharides, they consist of two or more sugar molecules in their structure. Of course, these are polysaccharides, means they consist of more than 8 sugar molecules in their structure, and out of these 8, they consist of 2 or more different types of sugar molecules in their structure. They are called as heteropolysaccharides. So remember, monosaccharides means these are the sugar molecules which are having only one sugar molecule. They contain only one sugar molecule in their structure. So it is monosaccharide. Disaccharide consists of two sugar molecules in their structure. Then oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides, they consist of 2 to 8 sugar molecules in their structure. Polysaccharides, more than 8 sugar molecules in their structure. So based on the number of sugar molecules, carbohydrates are classified into monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharide. So again, monosaccharides, depending on the type of functional group, they are classified into two types. Again, if the functional group is aldehyde, it is called as aldose. If the functional group is keto group, it is called as ketose sugar. So if a monosaccharide with aldehyde functional group, it is called as aldose. A monosaccharide with keto functional group is called as ketose. Now, again, these monosaccharides, depending on the number of carbon atoms present in the sugar molecule, they are classified into trioses, tetroses, pentoses, hexoses, heptoses, octoses and so on. Trioses means, see here, they consist of 3 carbons in their structure. Trioses, they consist of 3 carbons in their structure. Tetroses, they consist of 4 carbon atoms in their structure. Pentoses, they consist of 5 carbon atoms in their structure. Hexoses, they consist of 6 carbon atoms in their structure. So if a monosaccharide with aldehyde functional group and it is having 3 carbon atoms, it is called as aldotriose. A monosaccharide with 4 carbon atoms and aldehyde functional group, it is called as aldotetrose. And if a carbohydrate with 5 carbons and aldehyde functional group, it is called as aldopentose. And a monosaccharide with 6 carbons in their structure and aldehyde functional group, it is called as aldohexose. See, aldotriose example we have glycerose, aldotetrose we have erythrose, aldopentose we have ribose, aldohexose we have glucose examples. Similarly, a monosaccharide with 3 carbon atoms and ketose as a functional group, it is called as ketotriose. A keto functional group with 3 carbon atoms in its structure, it is called as ketotriose. Ketotetrose means ketose functional group and 4 carbon atoms in its structure. Similarly, ketopentose, keto functional group and 5 carbon atoms in their structure. Ketohexose, functional group is keto group and there are 6 carbon atoms. So ketotriose example we have dihydroxyacetone. Ketotetrose we have example of erythrulose. Ketopentose we have example of ribulose. Ketohexose we have example of fructose. So based on the functional group, monosaccharides are classified into aldoses and ketoses. Again, based on the number of carbon atoms in the monosaccharide unit, they are classified into aldotriose, aldotetrose, aldopentose, aldohexose and so on. Similarly, ketotriose, ketotetrose, ketopentose, ketohexose examples were mentioned in this table. So monosaccharide means it consists of only one sugar unit in their structure, and it can be a aldo monosaccharide, it can be a keto monosaccharide. Again, depending on the number of carbon atoms in the monosaccharide, they can be triose, tetrose, pentose, hexose and so on. So it can be aldotriose or ketotriose, aldotetrose or ketotriose and so on. And the examples you can see in this slide. These are the important pentose sugars and their biochemical importance. You know, the pentose sugar, they consist of 5 carbon atoms and these are monosaccharides. So D-ribose is an example of monosaccharide which is present in the nucleic acid. You know, DNA and RNA. So DNA is nothing but deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA is ribonucleic acid. DNA consists of deoxyribose sugar and RNA consists of D-ribose sugar. So the sugar, this D-ribose is present in the nucleic acids. So this is a pentose, this is a monosaccharide. Similarly, D-ribulose is a pentose sugar which is formed in metabolic process, and ribulose phosphate is an intermediate compound of HMP pathway. This pathways and all carbohydrate metabolism you will study in your second year, not now. Then D-arabinose, D-xylose, D-lixose, D-L-xylulose are some of the examples of pentose sugars. So pentoses examples for monosaccharides. So monosaccharides, we have seen examples for aldoses and ketoses. Pentoses examples we have seen. Now hexoses. Hexoses, you know that hexoses means they consist of 6 carbon atoms in their structure. So this is a single monosaccharide unit with 6 carbons is called hexose. So hexose examples we have D-glucose, D-fructose, D-galactose, D-mannose. All are examples of hexose sugars. So D-glucose is mainly present in the fruit juices, and hydrolysis of starch, cane sugar, maltose, all these things yields D-glucose. So glucose is the main sugar of the body, and it is carried by the blood and the principal one used by the tissues. So this glucose is the energy source of for all the body cells in our body. So glucose is a very important sugar of the body. D-fructose is mainly present in fruit juices, honey, and hydrolysis of cane sugar and inulin also results in the formation of fructose. The fructose, it can be changed to glucose in the liver, so it can be interconvertible to glucose and can be used by the body. Fructose is associated with a disease called hereditary fructose intolerance, which can lead to the accumulation of fructose and can result in the formation of development of hypoglycemia. D-galactose is another example of hexose. D-mannose is also another example of hexose. So hexoses, we have glucose, fructose, galactose and mannose. Source of galactose is milk and mannose the gums which are coming from the plants. So they are mainly rich in mannose sugar. Now see here, the structure of monosaccharides is shown in this image. You know that carbohydrates, these are polyhydroxy aldehyde or keto compounds. So polyhydroxy means OH group. Many OH groups are present in the compound. See, L-glyceraldehyde is considered as the reference carbon or reference sugar. So L-glycerose or L-glyceraldehyde is considered as the reference compound to give naming for the other carbohydrates. See, glycerose, L-glycerose or L-glyceraldehyde is having 3 carbons in its structure, 1, 2, 3. And see, third carbon is having OH group and second carbon is also having OH group. CHO is the aldehyde group, functional group. So D-glyceraldehyde and L-glyceraldehyde, how they are named? On the second carbon is called as penultimate carbon. This penultimate carbon, if it is having OH group on the left hand side, it is called as L-glyceraldehyde. And if the penultimate carbon is having OH group on the right hand side, it is called as D-glyceraldehyde. So L-glyceraldehyde means the OH group on the penultimate carbon is present on the left hand side, and OH group, if it is present on the right hand side, then it is called as D-glyceraldehyde. So D-glyceraldehyde means OH group on penultimate carbon is present on right hand side. L-glyceraldehyde, it is having OH group on second carbon on the left hand side. Second carbon here, it is called penultimate carbon. So penultimate carbon position of H and OH decides whether it is a D on the penultimate carbon on the left hand side, then it is called L-glucose. Whereas D-glucose, the OH group is present on the right hand side, So if the OH group on penultimate carbon is present on left hand side, it is called L-glucose. And if the OH group is present on right hand side on the penultimate carbon, it is called D-glucose. So the penultimate carbon which is having H and OH positions decides whether it is a L-glucose or D-glucose. For this we are taking the glyceraldehyde compound as the reference compound. So glyceraldehyde, the penultimate carbon, if it is OH group on the left hand side, it is called L-glyceraldehyde. And if the OH group is on right hand side on the penultimate carbon, it is called as D-glyceraldehyde. Similarly, the penultimate carbon of glucose is having OH here on right hand side, it is D-glucose. And OH group on penultimate carbon, if it is present on left hand side in glucose, it is called as L-glucose. So structure of glucose, L-glucose and D-glucose is very important, can be asked in the exams in 2-mark questions. So you should understand and should be able to write the structure of glucose, L-glucose and D-glucose. So be careful when you are practicing the structure of glucose. Now the open chain structure of glucose is like this. To explain certain properties of the glucose, the cyclic structure of glucose is also brought into the existence. So certain properties of the glucose cannot be explained by open chain structure. So then the scientists have hypothesized that glucose can also be